Hi everybody, it's Amy at Crafty Cat, and I am working on the Christmas journal still. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I hope you had a great weekend. We had a nice one. I've sewn in the signature, because there's just one signature in this journal, and so I'm going to go ahead and put the ephemera back in that I used, and these are from Gayle, her postcards. So there's two of those, and they're blank on the back so that they can be written on. And then, I don't think that one went, no, I know it didn't. Let's go, this one goes in here. This is one of the envelopes I made like Didi Farago, where you fold down the sides, and then there's a tuck here and a tuck here, so there's two spots. What I'm thinking I'm going to do, because I know that Karen, bless you son, wants to use these as recipe, or wants to write recipes. I don't know if she'll use these specifically, but that was kind of my plan. I think I'm going to put one of these pieces of coffee dyed paper here, just so, you know, she can list her ingredients or something like that. Just a thought of how I wanted to do this. So yeah, we don't have a whole lot happening at the moment. Daughters at band camp, that's been quite the experience. They have to stand 12 feet apart, not 6, 12. They're outside and they have to wear their masks at all times, and she plays the piccolo. So she has a mask that has a little hole in the side where the piccolo goes. And then they put fabric in the end of the piccolo as well. So she's not loving that because the sound, obviously she, you know, and a lot of the kids are having trouble getting, you know, they can't get the sound right because of it. And I don't know, it's been a crazy time for everyone. So, but I mean, she loves band, so that's the important thing. At least they get to have it, because I know a lot of places don't. And I'm sorry for all those people who don't. I feel bad for the kids because they love it. So that's just going to go in there. And I feel bad because you know, they're not doing football this year since it's a contact sport, and so these kids won't get to march or anything, but at least they get to play. So, all right, and then in this pocket I had just this little Project Life card that can be, you know, written on back here or whatever, and I just stuck that in here. And this is another one of the pockets that I saw Didi Farago make, and so I made some. And then this is Gayle's postcard, and that would be another good thing to write a recipe on. And then we just have this little Santa tag that I made, so that'll go in there. And this little card's in here, and a little letter to Santa looking thing there. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly put these in, and then I'll show you, you know, kind of what I wanted to do today. But I thought I'd go ahead and turn on the camera because I just sewed in the signature and was like, oh, I should probably show everybody. So this is one of the things I want to show you today. This is felt, the felt that I got from Arteza that has the sticky back. And so I put it in my die cut Big Shot. I just have a Big Shot. I don't have any of the fancy big machines or anything like that. So, but it cut it just fine, and it cut this fabric, which I know Didi Farago did a video where she cut fabric using the Big Shot, and it works great. I mean, it cuts it right out, so that was no problem at all. And I just backed the felt on a piece of book page because, you know, it's sticky on the back, so obviously you can't just stick it down on here or you won't have any pockets. So I put it on a piece of book page, and this just goes in here. And this is from Robin. Thank you, Robin. The die cut itself is from Robin. And I'll try to remember to put a link for that in the description box. If I forget, just remind me. But those are going in there, and then there's this little lady on a tag, and I did, this is from my Digi Winter Wonder. I just love that guy with the pillow on his bum. ice skating. And this is from my price tag Digi. And then this one will go in here, and so it's kind of like a little loaded pocket there, but I love the felt. It just really makes it feel Christmassy, and then the fabric's kind of fraying, and I don't know, it's just fun. All right, so let's see. Got, this is Artymaze, and it's basically plain on the back. There's some writing here that you can do. And that is out of my Letters to Santa. I couldn't think. And then that's just a collage tag that I made to tuck in there. So I think we're pretty good. I mean, I'll probably add a couple other little things, but just gonna put that in there, and you can see the lady through the window. And that's just an envelope that I made, kind of, you know, got the inspiration from Dee Dee's envelopes and just did it a little bit different, but that's essentially where I got it. And I'm going to do the same thing with this large kind of recipe card. I'm going to go ahead and put one of these on the front again to list ingredients or whatever. And then it's just all been collaged, book page on the front and back. So I did a lot of this, and I know I didn't film making all of this ephemera, but I made a lot of the ephemera pieces like this while watching TV, you know, just sitting and collaging, and then I just cut them out kind of thing. Or some of them I cut the shape out and then collaged on it, however. Or like whenever I had time this last week, as if you've watched, you know, my husband was off last week, kind of as a staycation, because, you know, we can't, I mean, we can go places, but just there's so many regulations and whatever. We just decided to stay close, and we just rode our ATV and things like that, so we didn't really go anywhere. But I would just come, you know, work, do a few things, and then, you know, go do whatever. But I didn't really have time to just do a video. I did a couple of videos last week, but some of them I filmed ahead of time. So that can go in there. So anyway, I made a lot of the ephemera not on camera, but you saw these little clusters. I just added this little piece of fabric, glued it to the page. The whole thing's glued down, so it's just a collage. It's not, now we're back to this one. Oh, and this is the felt also. So I cut out that tree. I have that die cut with those trees in different sizes. And it's kind of cool because this die cut has little spots that lift. So if you kind of rub it, you know, where those lifts are, it just gives it some texture. I think it turned out really cool. And the cool thing about this is I cut it, and if you use this felt, make sure when you put your die cuts on, you put them on the side with the paper and not on the felt side. So maybe if I show you. Okay, so like on this piece, I would put it on the paper, the die cut itself, and then run it through the machine. That way it seems to cut really nice that way. I didn't try it with the felt side, so it might work just as well, but it worked very well to put the paper first. So yeah, that's how I got the tree there. That goes in there, and then I have a large journaling card for here, and that could be another place to write a recipe. And then, oh, I had in back here this journaling card, and then you saw the ones from Gayle already, so see, that's already pretty fat. Okay, so I probably am not going to add a whole lot more inside. I mean, I am going to do what we work on today, but I just want to show you the felt. So I also took this piece of felt and ran it through the Big Shot using an embossing folder. So I just put it inside an embossing folder, and you can see it on the white here, but you can also see it in the felt. And I know that's kind of hard, but if I inked it, in fact, maybe I'll ink a little part of it. It's not like super obvious, like you don't see it really well like you do on the back part. And I think that's just, you know, because it's felt. But you can see it, so it's kind of cool. emboss it in there. It just gives it a little bit more texture. I don't know if that's even going to help. You guys see that at all? I don't know. But I mean, you can definitely see on the back how it looks a lot like that on the front. Not quite as much, but it's definitely, oh, there we go. If I hold it like that, you can kind of see it. So anyway, it was just cool because you can put it in the embossing folders, you can run it through with die cuts, that whole thing. So I have this large tag that I cut out of book page, and I'm just going to take a piece of this and put it over the top. And I really don't want to use these, but yeah, I'm not gonna. I don't want to cut the paper part with my fabric scissors, so I'll use these. These are pretty good scissors. I'm just going to kind of get the rough size that I need. So yeah, it was fun having my hubby around last week. And, going out for rides. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably saw some of the pictures. Okay. And I'm just going to take it off and stick it on there, and then I'll trim it up. So this peels pretty easily once you can get a hold of it. And it's sticky because it doesn't want to let go of your fingers. Okay. So I'm going to just try to like line it up at the bottom here. Since I didn't leave very much room. Yeah, this might be easier said than done, huh? With the sticky. Here, let's use this to help us. I can hold it down and get it on here better. So maybe don't peel all of the back sheet off first. Okay, get that much down, and then I can kind of add to it here. That worked much better. It's definitely sticky. Yeah, I don't worry about it sticking at all to paper. I don't think that's any problem. I just added glue to it on the cover just to make sure that it stays, since it's kind of a bumpy, lumpy cover. I'm gonna have to clean my scissors. But on paper it definitely sticks. Okay, so a nice red tag there. Definitely Christmassy, right? Okay. And then I probably am going to just ink a little. I kind of like to knock it down a little bit. I could have embossed this. Well, I guess I could still emboss it. In fact, maybe I will do that really quick, because that might work even better with the paper on there too. And I know you can't really see this probably super well on the camera, but it does ink it a little. Just makes it not quite so bright. Okay, I am going to go run that through the embosser, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I ran it through. Gosh, I wish this could pick up. See on the back how much the book page is done? Well, the front looks like that too, but I guess it's just really hard to pick up. I guess, can you kind of see it there? Yeah, it's really cool. It looks really cool. So I have some of the trees that I already cut out. But I thought I might add some fabric. Those are those little clusters. I mean, we could put one of those too, but I just thought it would be fun to have a grouping of trees on here. So let's see what fabric. I don't think I want the red. Might be a bit much. The black might look really good though. If we just do like a piece of it. Just all a matter of figuring it out right. Let's see. Is it because maybe the canny? No, doesn't matter. The canny cane's going to be upside down. I just don't like that. Let's see. It needed to be longer. I think I'll just kind of gather it a little bit here and there, not entirely. And then it'll get stitched on in the end. So let's get a little tacky glue. I don't know how well this is going to work, but we'll try it. It's always interesting when you're working with something that you don't normally work with. You just never know what's going to happen. Oh, I wanted to tell you guys because I keep forgetting to, and it comes up pretty often, so I thought maybe if I told you on, you know, on my YouTube channel, then it might help. So if you go onto an Etsy, well, if you go on Etsy, make sure that you're signed in as you when you go in. Don't buy anything unless you're signed in to your account. The reason is that, like, especially with digitals, not so much if you're buying physical items, but with digitals, you can access those digitals, you know, forever after. Like, if for some reason your computer goes down and you lose your digi files or whatever, you can go back into your purchases on Etsy and find those files again in your purchases. It's called your purchases. So if you buy as a guest, then they're not going to be there. Then you have to try to remember, you know, what username or whatever you signed in as, and it's just a big hassle. But if you always make sure that you're signed into your account, then you know, it just makes it a lot easier. So I just want to tell you guys that, because I know I've had a few people that feel like they can't download their digis that they ordered. But it's because they were signed into not their own account. They were signed in as a guest. So don't buy off of Etsy as a guest if you're buying digitals. Just a little tip, because I mean, it's not that you can't get them at all. It's just a lot harder because you might not remember, you know, what you signed in under and all that. So just make sure that you're signing in or purchasing on your account. It'll just make it a lot easier in the long run. Because then you can, you know, like I said, you can go back and download those files over and over and over again if you want to. I mean, obviously it's not really necessary if you have them saved on your computer, but if for any reason they aren't there, then you can just go back and find them. So it actually works great. I had to do that just recently, and I was very happy that I had that because I would have lost a lot of digitals. Plus it just makes it easier to, you know, get them downloaded and everything in the first place. So just a little tip. I mean, sometimes I know it's easier. You go in and you're like, oh, I don't remember my password or whatever, and I'll just sign in as a guest, but I wouldn't do it for digitals because you kind of lose your access that way. So I'm just going to ink these a little bit just to rough them up to get that texture where the die cut them. I think they look really cool like that. Alright, so I'm going to stitch around that and add a little, you know, topper there, but I think that's so cool, and it just really gives you that feeling of Christmas because, you know, the felt and felt stockings and all that. You could make little felt stockings if you have a die cut for that, or you can just cut them out, you know, but if you had a die cut, that it works great. And I just have the thinlets. I'm not using like the bigs or whatever they're called. I don't have any of those. I just have the thinlets. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. I don't know what is going on with my sewing machine. Unfortunately, I do not know much about sewing machines. I've never had it do this, so I don't know if any of you know. It'll stitch along great, and then it does straight stitches, and then, you know. And I tried rethreading it and everything, but see, then when I did the big one, it still did it. So yeah, it's some definitely sloppy, messy, you know, stitching there. I honestly have no idea, but it would look really cool. I mean, I don't mind it that much. I kind of like the messy stitching, but like, hopefully if you do this project, your sewing machine won't be acting wacko on you. But if any of you know what causes that, please let me know, because I am definitely no seamstress. But luckily, since we're talking about junk journals, I think I mean, I love the felt. I love how that came out. So I added a piece of coffee dyed paper onto the back. I forgot to do that on camera, but it's just a piece of coffee dyed paper on the back to write on if you choose to do so, Karen. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the front pocket because that's kind of fun to see right away, right? And maybe this little girl from Gayle's postcard there. Yeah, I'm going to have to play around with my sewing machine some more and see if I can't figure out what on earth is going on. And then I think I'll put this one in back here, and I need to sign it. So yeah, that is that. I think I'm going to stop with that for the moment, and we'll work on something else. I'm not even really sure how long I've been going, but oh, I know what I want to do. We need to add a tie, and I think I'm going to go ahead and use this ticking, because how fun is that? And I don't think I'll do this big of a piece. I think I'll tear it. I'm just trying to figure out about how much I want to do. I don't know if I want to go around twice. Let's start with getting a piece long enough here. And again, this is from Vintage Polka Dot Shop. I think I'll probably just go around once because it's a wider piece of fabric. So I think I'll just stop right where I was at. And I'll try to remember to put all the links for everybody in the description box, but if there's something I missed, just remind me, like I said, because I forget. And sometimes even when I put the links, they don't work, and you know, all that good stuff. So you just gotta tell me. And I'm happy to fix it. Just kind of a ditz. I think I might use pinking shears on the ends. And what I do to sign it is I have a stamp that I got from Amazon that says handmade by, and then there's a little like rectangle, easy for me to say. And I just sign my name in it so that it is actually signed with an autograph, but the stamp is just kind of fun to have a place to do that. And I'll probably add some bulb pins and some other things. I just don't know right off the top of my head what I'm going to do next. So sorry, this is kind of all over the place today, but it kind of gets like that near the end of the journal. You're just trying to figure out what little odds and ends you want to add and that type of thing. So it's the real deal. Alright, so that's that so far. I really, really like the way that came out. And sorry I didn't make all the ephemera on camera. It's just that I got doing the Didi Farago's challenge, and you know, I just got playing around and didn't really decide what else to do. Oh, we could turn one of these into a paper clip. I love this little guy, which you've probably seen, but if you're new, you may not have. So, dropping everything. And Jules is talking to Theron. Get some more paper clips. Wow, Jules. Really? Okay, so we got that, and then we need a piece of paper. How was your lunch?
It was good.
It was good.
Pop stickers got a little burnt though.
I know. I wasn't paying close enough attention. I warmed up, well, we make these like, they're sort of like egg rolls, but it's with pot sticker filling because we get tired of rolling or folding all the pot stickers, you know? So we just make the same filling that goes in pot stickers, and then just roll them the size of more like egg rolls. They're a little bit skinnier, like we make them a little skinnier, but yeah. So anyway, we warmed those up because we had them the other night for dinner, but thought that would make a good lunch, so we warmed them up, but I flambéed them just a tiny bit because I'm good at that. They're really good though, because they taste like pot stickers, egg roll combination kind of thing. Theron went and took a class a couple years ago on how to make pot stickers, so he's the one that makes the filling and rolls them, and then I just cook them, you know, so we both just stand there and work on them, because it does take a bit for all that kind of stuff. I guess it's not exactly like a pot sticker because they're not steamed, they're fried, but so it's a cross between the two. So yeah, if you want to know how to make a hidden paperclip type thing, I'm going to try to kind of get up here a little bit, just so it'll go at the top of a page for this one because it's on the top, but if you put them on the sides, it can go onto your page on either side as well. It's an option. So that's an easy little thing to do. And then if you want, you can do kind of like Gayle Augustinelli does with her embelly bands, I think she calls them, those belly bands she makes. If you really want it like up at the top. Oops, what am I doing? You can put a piece of fabric through and have it come out the top just for some added, you know, decoration on your page, or to stick out the sides of your journal and that. Sorry, my throat's bugging me today, because that's what it does. So yeah, this is kind of a hodgepodge video, but it's just the way it is sometimes when you're finishing up a journal. Just all the little thises and that's to add. So let's see, what did I do? Oh, I need it at the other end. I'm such a dingwall. Because we need to use this end. So just, it needs to be at the end without the two, you know, bits, because otherwise you can't slide it on your page, obviously, which is what I just did. But yeah, if you really want to get it right up to the top of your piece so that it sits all the way down on the page, because like this one, the top might stick out of the page just a little bit, but if you can not do it upside down. See, I can get this right up to the top. Not with that. Not with this. Now I can bring that all the way to the tippity top. I don't want it to really like hang over, but or you could do it, you know, hanging out the side, however you want to do that. Then when you put it on your page, and so you can make these a million different ways. I mean, if you look at like embellished paper clips or hidden paper clips or things like that on YouTube, you'll find lots of people have done lots of different things. So let's see, where can we put some of these? That one's kind of fat with that card in there. And here, I can put one. So then I can clip, you know, other things up in that clip. So they're just kind of fun. So let's go to this end. And then this one will have a little piece of fabric peeking out. And then you can still, you know, tuck stuff up under there. Alright, so I think I'll stop with that. I'm not really even sure how long I've been going because I've kept starting and stopping and I wasn't paying attention to time, but that's kind of all I have for this today. So I will see you guys again tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye-bye now.